soon, as soon as that count came in, I was like, what the fuck's about to happen? All right. Anyway, hey guys, we're taking a break with Foliage. What's going on, dude?
Hey.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Good. Man, I personally, I'm very excited for this interview because it's been a while since I actually started up any interview series, and it's been 5 years since I talked to you.
Yeah, about 5 years to the day almost, I think, if not already.
Probably, yeah, because the last time I spoke to you was at the time when you released 3 and you had a little buzz going on and stuff. And shit, since then you've released a few more projects like Take, some self-titled, got some new singles, and now you're working on some new albums that you were showing me some material of. So
yeah, tons of stuff. Yeah, remixes, bunch of shit.
Yeah, you've been a busy guy. So I mean, so since 3, what is it? You just been pumping out music all the time. Has that been like the goal? Yeah,
I think, just putting out songs is the way to go. If you have more material out there, that's the best way to be discovered. Especially if you can just churn them out. I feel like pretty confident that like I'm churning out like good music like constantly, and I think that's like a good thing. Makes you like worthy to be paid attention to, or whatever that. Yeah, like when you look back to 5 years ago when you released 3, so that was 2018, and looking at, I mean it's 2024, but I'd say 5 years is like a good count, but what did you think of yourself back then versus like where you're at now? Do you feel like you're a better producer or like a better musician overall? Definitely. I kind of stopped doing music for a while after I released the self-titled record, which was a fucking flop for some reason. I don't know if that was, it could have been a multitude of things. The timing of the record was weird. It came out like literally the day Joe Biden was like announced president.
That could be it. I don't know.
Yeah, and it was a huge departure for my sound. It was a heavy shoegaze record, very like stripped down, like no reverb on the vocals, like some of my most honest songwriting ever.
Yeah.
Very Julian Baker inspired. It was just a whole different departure. But yeah, and then after that, I started producing hip hop music for artists like Christopher, Terra Leone. It's a bunch I can't name yet, but I just feel like I've become a better producer overall. I mean, I've always thought of myself more as a producer than an artist. I just kind of have to sing and play guitar live, so that's what people see me as.
Do you feel like you stopped doing like music for a little bit because of like, I mean, you said the self-titled, based on what you said, was like a flop, but like did that discourage you somehow, or like
Yeah, it discouraged me, but also it kind of inspired me to cut the brakes a little bit. That album was so frustrating to make. I killed myself for that record, and when it didn't do well, nobody owes you anything in this music world, but
right.
It was a huge blow. But what I did instead was I started going to college finally.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and I went. I was pursuing like music education, and then they were like, you're really good at what you do. Like, why don't you pursue like music performance? And I started getting into like jazz, playing guitar, like classical, and it improved my skills like so much. I finally learned music theory after all these years.
Yeah,
and I don't know. It just helped me like so much. I learned all the basics, and I was just kind of like, okay, I learned what I needed to learn, and kind of I dropped out of fucking college.
Okay. I mean, despite of you dropping out, it must have been like it was almost like a restart or like a refreshing experience for you, right? Just to kind of get back on that. I don't know. I guess it's almost like finding yourself again.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
No, definitely, man. Let's talk about your single, What?
Yes, it's a good one.
Yeah, I was really blown away the first time I heard it because it's basically it's a minute-long track with just filled with everything like you need in a song.
Yeah, that song came about because of this punk band Mono Negatives that we toured with.
Okay.
They're Canadians. They taught us a bunch of Canadian slang. They're really funny guys. They love wrestling and hip hop, so like instant homies. They wanted to do this like 7-inch where they would feature like 1-minute songs, and I was like, how can I make a really good song in 1 minute? So of course it had to be progressive. I had to make like 4 different chord progressions. I was like, okay, this is progressive enough to be like a great 1-minute song without being like too boring.
Yeah.
Or sound like some sort of unfinished idea, but it sounds very complete and people love it. It's like one of my most popular to date, and it's one of the newest.
Yeah, it sounds very full, and what's amazing about it is the fact that there's the verse, chorus, and the bridge in there too. Like, yeah. I was like, holy shit, everything's on this song right now.
Yeah, and the most crazy chaotic drum pattern you've ever heard.
Like, there's like a double kick going on too.
Yeah, it's like
yeah. Do you feel like the part of the reason why that track became popular? Could it be because of the TikTok generation? You know how a lot of short songs are like has been popping these days?
I don't know. I kind of made it. I like making all my songs pretty short for the most part.
Yeah.
I think, most of my songs sit in the 2.5 minute range. But with that one, I don't know. It's kind of the same thing. I just kind of have this belief. It's kind of like the Beatles. Like they wrote like these perfect pop songs. Even with their like more experimental stuff, like these songs are still pretty short, straight to the point songwriting. Like just get the songwriting straight to the point.
Mm-hmm.
And that results in more listens because people are like, damn, that's over. I want to hear that song again.
Oh, totally.
And the plays just rack up, and that's how it goes, honestly.
Yeah. Do you, going back to like when we did the interview back in 2018, this was pre-TikTok, so a lot of stuff that you were submitting was like, through Bandcamp and all that, which Bandcamp still does exist, but do you feel like the world of submitting music has changed like since then?
Yeah, streaming is all the rage now, of course. If you're not on Spotify, you're not an artist, that's up for debate. I don't really necessarily believe in that, but in today's day and age, it's so essential. Like you got to have your music on streaming, and it's kind of just how it's turned into. Although I still love sites like Bandcamp, and they're great for driving like real fan traffic. People actually, you hear so much nowadays about the music industry, how people don't buy records anymore, and Bandcamp is the place people buy records.
Yeah.
So I love Bandcamp. I think it's great.
Yeah. Would you say like because I know you got some vinyl and merch and stuff like that. What do you think is like the biggest way bands could bring in income these days? Is it merch sales or is it streaming sales?
I don't know. It's kind of weird for me because I rarely ever play shows. I rarely ever release music. It's, until now I'm starting to like, build this momentum up again, and it feels exciting. I would say most bands probably, maybe not in my experience, but most bands are making money from touring.
Okay.
Easily.
Yeah.
Merch though, of course, definitely sells. And in our case too, that's definitely like the breadwinner when we're on tour, that's what feeds us. Like gets us to the next city, like it's funding.
Yeah, get you guys next funds for like In and Out and Del Taco and
exactly, and people get a little cool shirt or record out of it, or something to keep.
Yeah, dude, the merch is like what's up, and honestly, like that's part of the excitement of going to shows is checking out what kind of merch people have. And you got some sick ass merch too.
Thank you.
Yeah. Those I love the vinyl with like the OB and stuff like that. Like Yeah, it's very, very stylish.
Shout out Dowd Records for doing all that.
Hell yeah. How many times have Foliage toured in the past?
It's been about 3 or 4 times. My first ever like tour was with Cathedral Bells. It was our first ever tours together. Now Cathedral Bells is like a lot bigger. He like exploded, and just in the pipeline, we might tour again very, 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 very soon.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's pretty exciting. I remember, I don't know if this was I don't know how long ago, but like I remember reading on your social media page, or I think it was Instagram or something like that, but you guys were going on tour, but then did you guys get into like an accident or something like that?
Yeah, Foliage toured in 2019. I did a Texas run for the very first time.
Oh shit, okay.
Yeah, I toured with the band Processions. Very great shoegaze act from San Antonio, no longer active. They've now changed their project to Palanquin, which is a great synth pop project. Recommend y'all check it out. We were on the tour. It was just a 5-string date or 5-string tour.
Yeah.
And last show of the tour, we're heading back to our home in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Which we were staying at. In Texas, every city is like 4 or 5 hours apart.
Mm-hmm.
So after our show in Austin, I believe, we were heading all the way back to SA to play our last show the next day. On the way home, we got into a huge accident because the freeway was just empty, and apparently the car in front of it, I wasn't driving.
Yeah.
The car in front of us just slammed the brakes, and we spun out, saw my life flash before my eyes. I was
shit.
like, this is it. Like, wow, this is it. And, you know, hers had just passed away, like, recently.
Yeah.
I kept having bad dreams. We were going to get into, like, a horrible accident on this tour, and it happened. And it was a huge blow. I flew back the next day back to Inland Empire where I live, and I bought a new bed with all the revenue I made on the tour because I didn't have a bed. I was sleeping on the floor for like years.
Yeah.
And finally bought this bed, and yeah, it's nice. And I was obviously bruised up and stuff, so this helped a lot.
Oh, fuck, dude. Yeah, I'm really sorry to hear about that because I remember it because in the back of my head, like I remember that being happening, but so that was a pretty crazy accident then, huh? Yeah.
It was very crazy. Like tires popped off. Like we had a trailer hitched to us. It like jackknifed. It broke the window right next to my head. It felt like I got like punched really hard in the head.
Oh shit.
Like we spun out like crazy, like sparks flying. We crashed into the freeway barrier. So like literally totally could have died. But
damn.
Still here.
Okay. Well, thank God you guys are okay.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm so glad. Has that, like, ever since that happened, has that like questioned, have you guys questioned about going on tour again, or like, you know, did that like, I don't know, brought like fear or anything like that?
100%. But you know, COVID happened the next year, and I didn't really have to worry about it for a long time.
Yeah.
But last year, for the last 2 years, I did a tour, which is where I met Mono Negatives, a Canadian post-punk band.
Yeah.
And then last year, I got to tour with Ibu, one of my favorite bands ever.
That's amazing.
Fucking amazing every night. Yeah, such a great tour. We got to play the Troubadour, which is so exciting.
Yeah, I saw that photo, man. That's amazing. Yeah,
that was awesome.
I feel like Troubadour is like one of those like places where you play and you must have felt like accomplished because like, you know, it's such a legendary venue, you know?
Yeah, it was cool. There's a lot of people there. Every show was packed. It was awesome. And then we ended our tour at Soda Bar San Diego, and I've never seen Soda Bar that packed, so it was really cool.
Damn, that's amazing.
Yeah, I met like some British people at the bar. They were like, Foliage, like, you here? Like, can I buy you a drink? Like, horrible British accent, but yeah, it was fun. It was cool.
Yeah. No, I'm really happy to hear that, and also, I'm glad that the tour went well, but also it's great the fact that Foliage is kind of blowing up now, you know? Yeah,
no, it's great. You know, finally, I've been doing this for like nearly 10 years now. Like this year will mark the 10th year of me doing this project. I started when I was 15, and I'm now 25.
Wow. Yeah, and you still got more years to go too.
Oh, plenty.
Yeah. No, and I think the one of the biggest thing right now for you is the fact that your track "It's Time" from 3 has been blowing up on TikTok.
Yeah, it's exciting because that song was already, I guess, technically big. It had 1.5 million streams already on Spotify. But,
yeah.
You know, now you got Netflix, the Grammys, Calvin Klein, like, all these big companies like using the song in their TikToks, which is insane. Like, you know, usually when an artist blows up on TikTok, they get met with the horrible fate, like, oh, you're a TikTok artist. I don't think that's the case this time. You know, it wasn't like influencers blowing it up. It was huge companies like using it, like notable stuff. The Grammys, like, and you know, it definitely won't be the last time the Grammys acknowledge Foliage.
Yeah. How many times have that sound been used at this point, do you think?
When I checked this morning, it was at like 7,100. So
holy shit,
about to hit to 10K.
Because it's funny because like last time I went to your show a couple weeks ago, which is excellent, and then because at that time I think it was like maybe 4,000 videos using it or something like that.
Yeah, it was like like 4,000, something like that, maybe even 3,000. But yeah, it's still going.
Now it's doubling, dude.
Yeah,
it's insane. How did you find out about that?
I was on my phone. I literally joined TikTok like 2 weeks ago after putting it off for so many years. I'm like, oh, TikTok is cringe. Like, I don't want to be a TikTok artist. Like, da-da-da.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Yeah, or people always like, oh, why don't you get on TikTok? Like, I'm like, dude, the music is there. It's not up to me who uses my sounds in their videos to like explode it. But, you know, I created TikTok. I was like, oh, let me do some content for my record 3, since it's like at this point, like a classic in dream pop, jangle pop, indie, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I go to use the sound for the other day and I see It's Time has like the popular sticker next to it. And I see like 1,000+ videos. I'm like, this is a glitch.
Yeah.
So I tell my brother, like, yo, like pull this up on your phone. Like, let me see this. Like, go on TikTok right now.
Yeah.
And then he does it. And I'm like, holy shit, this is real. Like, this song is blowing the fuck up. And yeah, I like started crying because I was just like, holy shit, like this is real. And then I'm like, Netflix, like, you know, I've already named like so many companies. There's so many. I think MAC Cosmetics was the first one to use it that like exploded it.
Yeah, I mean it's no, I think it's really amazing how like you're finally getting this recognition, you know, from like, you know, basically mainstream media, like to use this thing.
It's crazy, you know. Foliage might be the first artist to like, you know, maximize, you know, make profit. I guess I haven't seen any profits yet, but like, you know, to explode off of this whole UMG thing that happened recently with TikTok.
Right. Yeah. Cause no, I did notice that like a good amount of my videos is completely silenced too because of that.
I seen that. Yeah.
looking at my Kendrick video, it's like, oh, I guess there's no sound on this one now. You know? Boo. Yeah. No, hey, dude, but instead of using the UMG shit, like everybody's got to get on that Foliage shit, man, and use
exactly
use that sound.
Yeah.
Actually, I was looking back at the past interview, and I was surprised I didn't ask this, but when it comes to the track, It's Time, how long did it take for you to record and write that? Do you remember?
Yeah. Obviously, I'm very inspired by Jay Dilla, and you know, when I made it, I was just like, let me do like a Jay Dilla indie dream pop song, and it took me pretty quick. There was like 2 versions of it. I wrote that guitar like so quick. Yeah, no, it was pretty quick. Probably took me like a day.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
To actually like mix and master, you know, that's up for grabs. Who knows? Like probably a week or something.
And when you first released that song, did you think that it was gonna be this popular?
I kind of knew it would be like a hit, but I didn't think it would be like the hit that it would be, you know. I'm always reaching for the stars, and I think, you know, every artist should reach for the stars.
Yeah.
You know, because you never know where this shit will take you, you know. I'm just a guy in this room. This is my studio, like, you know.
Yeah.
This is it, and it's been my studio. All these records have been made in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's changed so much over the years, but still grateful to be here and grateful to be alive, you know.
Yeah. Again, yeah, grateful to be alive. Yeah, that accident thing is incredible, man. I can't believe you guys survived that.
I know, really insane. And I toured solo on that tour, which is crazy. Yeah.
Did you personally know that the band Hers by any chance?
No, but I had reached out to open the show, their very last show that they were heading to when they passed away.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but it would have been cool if we would have joined the bill, but given what happened, you know, that probably would have been an even huger blow to, you know, I don't know, that probably would have, their death has stuck with me forever, but, you know, that would have had even more sentimental value, you know, being excited to play this show, and they passed away. One of the best bands ever, though.
Yeah, I mean, when the accident for them that happened, like in kind of near, did it happen in SoCal or like?
It happened in Arizona on the way to SoCal. It was on the 10 freeway, like from Phoenix heading to Cali. I assume it's on like one of those 2-lane freeways because, dude, motherfuckers will like come into the oncoming lane just to pass you up. It's a really dangerous freeway.
Ah, damn, dude. Yeah, it's one of those cases where when it comes to even driving today too, like you could say to yourself, oh, I got to be careful, but also other fucking drivers need to be careful too. You know?
Exactly. You never know who's on the road, like fucking drinking or doing whatever. I don't know. Or people just don't know how to drive.
Yeah, exactly. I've encountered many of that. Is My Bloody Valentine still your favorite band?
Yeah. No, I don't think anyone will replace them. You know, in terms of like a band's band. Yeah, My Bloody Valentine are the GOAT.
Okay. Yeah, I remember talking about that and how we were gonna go to the show at the Shrine, which happened 5 years ago too.
This is the best show I've ever been to this day. Still to this day. So loud. I was in the parking lot and I can hear the band sound checking when you sleep. That's how loud they were. I was all the way in the parking lot and you can hear them sound checking through the parking structure. It was just roaring. Crazy.
Yeah, man. No, that was an incredible show. Honestly, that was better than when I saw them at FYF. It was kind of a crazy set list too. They had like played the new songs and you know
they played What You Want at the Shrine and like nobody was going crazy. Like, you know, the average MBV fan, they're like, oh, when you sleep, only Shallow. Like, dude, they played What You Want and nobody gave a fuck. I was like, are you guys? We're witnessing history.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Like. Also like Cigarette in Your Bed and stuff like that.
Dude,
like,
yes. Those are like my favorite moments of the show. They played some new tunes.
Yeah.
It was awesome. They played fucking You Made Me Realize, that long ass outro, like 10 minutes. Like the whole building was roaring. It was like an earthquake.
Yeah.
Teapot whistling in your ears. It's crazy. It's insane.
Yeah, no, that was an incredible fucking show. Well, yeah. What else? Because you're currently what's next for Foliage right now? You're currently working on a new album. Do you have any title for it, or like when can we expect that?
You should expect a new album in the summer because I want to go on a tour. But you know, things are tentative, and yeah. Let's just say there's more than one Foliage record on the way, and there's multiple Foliage records that I've like produced for other people. There's other bands coming out that I've produced for, and there's some new Foliage side projects coming. So
Foliage side project? Yeah,
just a bunch of stuff. There's like a lot of electronic stuff, hip hop stuff, you name it. You know, there's some R&B, some cool stuff coming.
Yeah, because you've been like putting your hands into a lot of different things. Even the hip hop project was really cool too with your friend Christopher.
Yeah, Christopher. Yeah, we did Last Drop Liquor and 3 songs. We're working on next one. It's called The Chris Show, and then we have a full LP that's gonna come hopefully next year. That's kind of our magnum opus, and that might be it for us for a while. You know.
Yeah. How did you guys link up?
Okay, so funny story. Do you know the band Days? They're a Inland Empire based band.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, they're an indie pop band, and I've been homies with them since like middle school. I thought they were the coolest guys ever. I was such a loser in like school, and I was like too afraid to talk to them.
Yeah.
They like brought guitars to school. They knew how to play. They skateboarded. I didn't even know how to play guitar in this time or anything. I was just like, man, I want to be them so bad. Like I wish I was friends with them because they like the music I do, but I can't even talk to them because they're too cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, fast forward, like we become homies. And I've been homies with Nick, the singer, for a long time. And his younger brother, who's the drummer of Days. His name's Adrian.
Yeah.
And, you know, Nick is older than I, Adrian is younger than I, and Christopher is like their middle brother, who I never knew existed. We hung out one day, and I was like, who is this guy? And they're like, oh, it's our brother Chris.
Yeah.
And I hear him rapping. I'm like playing him beats. I'm like, dude, I've been looking for you for like my whole life. Like, where have you been?
Yeah.
And like, I've known your brothers for years. Like, where have you been?
Yeah.
Yeah, but... you know, the rest is history. That was the moment. We made Pockets like literally the day after meeting, and that was our first single, and it's one of our best for sure.
Yeah, I was listening to some of you guys' stuff. It sounds really sick. He got some flows, and I really like his cadence and the voice and everything. You know,
definitely. You know, we love Gangstar. We love Kendrick Lamar. Like Kendrick Lamar is probably like both of our biggest inspirations.
Yeah, I definitely hear Kendrick going on in that style. Yeah.
You know, and then the production on Last Drop Liquor, we just wanted to make like a true authentic 90s record. There's like, you know, the whole boom bap revival, like obviously stuff we love, like Griselda Records, like Pro Era, stuff like that, or even like Freddie Gibbs kind of like dives into the boom bap kind of. But, you know, we just wanted to make like the most authentic like 90s sounding record, like, you know, we're Gangstar, like he's Guru, I'm DJ Premier.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I think because I remember even the first time I met you told me that you don't really consider yourself like a musician, but as more of a producer.
Right.
Yeah. So it's cool that like you put your hands into everything around there. But so when you found Christopher, you must have been so excited, right? Because
I was so excited. Yeah. Cause I've never heard, you know, I've met rappers here and there, and I'm just like, okay, cool. Like you do trap music or whatever, you know, there's nothing wrong with that, but I wanted bars.
Yeah.
I wanted cadence. I wanted flow, like velvety smooth, like someone who could just fucking rock these beats. And dude, he's great. he's not only talented as an artist, he's a great visual artist.
Yeah.
He directed and filmed, shot, edited the newest Foliage music videos.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, The Where in the Earth and 5 Years Later.
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna be working together on more. He's awesome. He's one of the best people. He's kind of like the missing piece of the puzzle.
Hell yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'm so glad you found him. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this, but let's talk about throwaways.
Yeah, throwaways. It came because I've been sitting on so much music for all these years, and
Yeah.
I kind of just was like, you know what? I should really release stuff. I'm hearing a lot of stuff come out, and I don't want to sound too judgmental here, but it's like music has turned into content at this point, and it's kind of sad.
Yeah.
But I realized, what? I have really good songs that I'm just sitting on, and I should just put them out. They may not be like on the album, but they're really good songs.
Yeah, they're really good. Like 5 years later, right?
Yeah,
That's
5
another-
years later, Where in the Earth.
Where in the
Both
Earth,
of those
yeah.
songs have been doing well. Like they came out a couple weeks ago. They're near 20K streams already, which is awesome.
Yeah. So those tracks are basically like Foliage B-sides kind of shit.
Basically, yeah. And they're both like 1 minute minute and a half songs. Also, going back to that, keeping the replay value up, short, straight to the point, amazing songs you want to hear again and again.
Yeah. No, you should release like an entire album of just like B-sides or something.
That's the plan. I want to do like a B-sides rarities, like, maybe 100 song thing or 70 songs, something. I have so many sitting, like not only on this computer, but other computers, my brother's computer, like.
Okay.
I've been around.
on your iPhone. I mean,
exactly. Yeah. I've got stuff on my phone. I have stuff on like 2 laptops. Like there's just so much music Foliage related that nobody's heard.
Yeah. In your opinion, what is the most underrated Foliage song?
Ooh, that's a good one. Maybe, but I think it's really rated still well. To Tell You I Love You, but maybe Tranquility.
I love that song, yeah.
Tranquility is definitely one of the best, or Apprehension. I just love the Take album. It's so good.
Yeah, To Tell You I Love You, I included it in my 10 out of 10 Jangle Pop lists.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I listen to that song, it just, with the synth line and everything, it really stands out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I wrote that song. It was my girlfriend and I's. We've been together for almost 6 years now. That was her Christmas present on our first ever Christmas spent together.
Yeah, what was her reaction to it?
I think she cried, and we just loved each other.
Yeah. That's amazing. I mean, to write a song for somebody like that,
Yeah.
So it's an emotional experience.
For sure.
Yeah. So aside from all that, what do you think is the most overrated Foliage song?
It's Time. even though I love it, it's a great song. That's not the one I expected to blow up. I thought The Other Day would have blown up because it's super catchy and I don't know. I feel like anyone could sing along to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but probably It's Time. Even though I love it, it's not a bad thing to be overrated. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I had a chance to witness Foliage's live show experience at the legendary Haven in Pomona.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was something that because I never seen you guys play live before, and usually when it comes to like bands that has like just drum machine and like the instrument, you're not really sure like what to expect from it,
Yeah, you see like some of these like post-punk or goth bands and you kind of tune out because, maybe the mixing isn't there, or it's just like these vocals that are just like this the whole time.
Yeah,
and I'm just kind of singing over the beats. And, it gets a little dull. You can see like even the crowd isn't into it. It's almost like, does the crowd even like the music? Like, not even a little head bobbing, nothing. But, with Foliage, it's like, wake the fuck up. These drums, these beats are going crazy, like loud.
Yeah, it was so energetic, and like, I mean, you're dancing as you're like playing these intricate ass notes and shit like that. And
yeah, I'm like playing leads while singing. Like, I don't know, it's not typical like you're playing chords and doing rhythm guitar. So, I'm jangling away, I'm playing these leads and singing, and I still got to put on the show too.
Yeah, no, I was really blown away, and also like just how like your friend Johnny, right? Like who's on guitar, Johnny Dang. He was doing his thing, and also your brother like just kicking ass on bass as always. Like, yeah, you guys are like the perfect trio that brings this like experience.
Yeah, we're the longest living lineup of Foliage too. I've had so many different lineups over the years, and this is the longest living one and the most loyal. We've gone on all the tours together, so it's amazing.
Yeah, and what was your experience like when you actually had like a drummer versus a drum machine?
It was good. I liked playing with full band, and it's really cool. But I don't know. Over time, I realized, our drummer like started kind of flaking, like not being able to make shows. And then we just did the drum machine thing, and I was like, you know what? This sounds better,
Yeah.
if not more close to the records.
Yeah.
And like it's unique. Like a lot of people's ears perk up when they're like, whoa, where are these drums coming from? Or a lot of people are like, we didn't even notice you didn't have a drummer till like near the end of the set.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with like songs like What, that must be pretty hard to pull off on like drums, huh?
Yeah, no, for sure. And I don't know, I get to play my beats. If I had enough arms, if I was like Goro from Mortal Kombat or something, I could like do it, but I can't.
Yeah, of course, dude. No, I think the same as well, because you can't really multitask in a way, but at the same time, it is your beat, so you are doing it.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, it's not cheating.
Yeah, no, it's not cheating.
I programmed
at all.
it all. I did it all.
Yeah. Before I end this interview, with my TikTok channel, I like introducing people to new music. And are there any new bands or any sort of like newer acts that you've been paying attention to lately that you could share?
Yeah, Sunshine. They're a shoegaze band from Chicago. Shoegaze duo, Wesley and Sasha. They're cool homies of mine. They make some of the best music I've heard, especially their single Dissolve. That was like my #1 song last year, I think.
Damn, okay.
Yeah, really fucking good. They have a record on the way. Secret's out. Sorry, Wesley. No, they're really great. Mono Negatives, post-punk band from Canada. Mentioned them a few times during this interview. Amazing stuff. You hear punk bands and I don't know, like it's hit or miss because, some of the stuff just falls into the same kind of like circle, but they're doing this like cutting edge angular stuff that's like, omni like preoccupations, but then they go back to this heavy like punk shit,
Yeah.
It's and they use synthesizer. It's like new wave post-punk punk. Like it's weird. It's like
okay.
Post-punk.
Is it kind of throwback in a way?
Yeah, no, for sure. And they definitely have some like 80s influences, like Guided by Voices, like Cleaners from Venus. Like, I don't know, I hear like that just big world in their music for sure. Yeah, they're a really great band. Trying to think of some others. Tara Leone, one of my best friends, rapper, producer. We've got some records coming. Christopher, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't think of any more. Paradise Blossom, yeah. Very close homies of mine. We have a collaboration song in the works, so
hell yeah.
Stay tuned for that one.
Looking out for that for sure. Did you notice how shoegaze is such a big thing right now?
It's huge right now.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the state of shoegaze currently?
I think I've always been a massive shoegaze fan. Just about everything. It's awesome to see, it's getting like, it's making the rounds with this like huge public perception, but I don't know, with the whole TikTok generation, it's up for debate whether or not, is shoegaze dying? Is it dying? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's up to the listener. Outsider looking in, it's nowhere near as good. It's kind of in this new gaze territory, bands like Nothing, kind of like Were.
Yeah.
Kind of started this like, it's like post-hardcore shoegaze.
Yeah.
But, I just call it new gaze. That's what it is.
New gaze, yeah. A much more kind of like a heavier rendition, I would say.
For sure, yeah. Less wall of sound, more drum focus, because you couldn't really hear the drums in a lot of those fast like shoegaze records. I mean, listen to like Swirlies, listen to Loveless, like come on.
Yeah. It's more about the layers of like guitar and like the wall of sound and everything like that.
Yeah, exactly. Or even bands like Lilies, like it's just guitar and vocals, like just this pillow. Astro Bright, another great example. There's so many.
Yeah. Shout out to Lilies, man. Like,
Lilies is so good.
So fucking good.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, man. Anything you like to add to the audience out there?
I love you guys. Thanks for listening to Foliage after all these years. It's not the end. Only going up from here. Thank you, Katsu.
Yeah, of course,
everything.
Dude. Yeah, anytime, man. Like honestly, this was something that I wanted to do, and I'm just so glad to get back on a little interview tip. And yeah, thanks for being the first guest.
Hell yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, dude. All right, we just took a break. See you later.
Peace.
Motherfuckers.